Oh yes, we on. Student body, y'all mad at me? So is we into it? What's going on, you guys? It's your girl, Tatiana Vixen. Yeah, that's her name. And if you know me, you're nasty. I don't want to waste any of y'all time. We're going to get straight into it because last week, y'all blew me up in the comments. It was given a lot just because a bitch said, I don't believe her. This is a forum so we all can have our own opinions. But I do appreciate some of the people who were in the comments saying, listen, this is why I believe it's real. And versus the people who was giving, you stupid bitch, you're a dummy. I gotta be honest, I was in bed with my nigga, scrolling through y'all comments, laughing. With that being said, make sure that you like, comment, and share, and best believe I'm gonna meet you there. And if you like what I'm serving and you love how I give it, hit that subscribe button so you are always notified when I upload. Duh. And let me just put it out there, guys. If I ever say something that you just so against, like your opinion is completely opposite of mine, that's a good thing. We can kind of bounce off of each other. Leave a comment. Don't be rude about it though. Leave a comment as to why you feel the opposite way. And I promise you that will get a response way quicker than you just talking shit. I'm just gonna keep it moving. Won't even, if you want to be effective, you get more bees with honey than you do vinegar. Don't ever forget that. With that being said, class, let's begin. So we start the episode with, of course, where we left off, which is Smiley having her seizure. And I gotta say, Natalie genuinely looked concerned. She was super duper concerned. But it makes me wonder why. Before she was shouting in her face. So now Natalie looks super concerned. But I asked why she's super concerned now because there's been some things going on in the blogs. So 6 days have passed and I've been on the blogs. And from what I hear, this seizure situation was induced by a bad trip. And when I say bad trip, I'm talking about rugs with a D. From what I was reading, I'm also being told that Tatted Sky was the supplier. And this would explain why she was super concerned, super vigilant, super duper like nurturing because she was the supplier and now your supply got this girl going on a bad trip. It's also why she was kind of saying, or trying to convince everyone, no, it was 4 shots of Henny, it was 4 shots of Henny, it was 4 shots of Henny. And everyone else is just kind of like, 4 shots don't do that to you. Even if it gets you drunk, 4 shots ain't gonna do all of that. Keep in mind, when they arrived to the parking lot, I don't know if y'all can hear that, I live in New York. Keep in mind that when they arrived in the parking lot, Sky immediately went up to Natalie and started explaining this whole situation, but we couldn't hear exactly what she was saying because they put it on mute. Why? I don't know. No shade, I'm kind of gagging that Mariah, her aunt, is concerned. Now listen, Biggie in this Jamaican themed confessional, a fat big girl. Now Taseki is over it. And in her defense, for those who are like, she had a seizure, you gotta understand they don't believe she's had a seizure. It's hot. They're in a foreign country. It's been a long day. According to her, Smiley held them up yesterday as well. And she's unaware that this girl's been laced. So at one point, Natalie finally is acting like an executive producer. She's voicing her concern. She's speaking up. She's advocating. And she questions the girl. She's like, I don't know what y'all was doing. I'm drinking, popping peas. Why would she say that though? Sky told you she only was taking shots, and the girls are saying, yeah, she only had took shots. Why bring that up? You know why? Because again, Sky has already pulled Natalie aside and put her on game. And it kind of seems like Natalie wants Sky to admit it, which is why when they're like in the parking lot in that little circle, Natalie says, can any of y'all tell me what happened? And then she looks at Sky. But instead, she cops the plea and says, we don't know what happened or what she was doing outside of drinking. Bitch, you do know what happened, and you do know why she's tripping. Camila then makes a very good point, and while it did come off harsh and sounded insensitive, it's kind of where I stood last week. If you're not going to care about your health, why the fuck should I? If y'all remember, when Smiley had her miscarriage, I was in full support of her. Y'all can rewind and look at my videos. I was in full support of the girl. I never questioned it. However, you do, however, have to take into account that the girl left the hospital after her miscarriage, went to meet up with the girls to, I guess, partake in the activities, and then went to the club that night. This is why then people were skeptical. But I stayed neutral. As a matter of fact, I supported Smiley. Although she lost a baby inside of her, right? You had growing life inside of you and you lost it. I would think the weeks after that, you're doing everything to kind of heal yourself back, care for yourself. No, Smiley is drinking and popping peas. So for me, I just can't fathom someone displaying that type of behavior after going through such a strong ordeal. So yes, I'm now questioning everything. So sue me. Like, then you guys are in the comments talking about, oh, well, her eyes were dilated. You can't fake that. Yeah, you also, you know what else is a dilation symptom? Being drunk. Then y'all want to talk about what the doctor said. Oh, the doctor said she had high blood pressure. Also a symptom of being drunk. And Smiley's a big girl. She probably got high blood pressure, period. The whole vomiting thing. You're shaking and jerking your body around while being drunk. Damn right you gonna throw up. Shit, I'll shake, vibrate my body and throw up even if I'm sober. Keep in mind, these are things that are running through my noggin while watching the episode. However, in the past 7 days, when it is then revealed by ET in the car and by speculations of other vloggers and gossip blogs that drugs was introduced to this equation, that cannot be ignored. Based off that, I'm gonna say, well, shit, I still don't believe it was a quote unquote seizure, but that what she was doing could have been a reaction to a bad trip. In the hospital, Smiley reveals that she has a history of having seizures and that she's not even supposed to be drinking. This goes back to what Camila said. Baby, if you're not gonna be concerned about your health, why the fuck am I? So Natalie reveals that Bobby and Suki are actually in Jamaica. Normally, I would have been like, what the fuck does Bobby have to do with this? Why is Bobby Lights there? But I'm gonna be honest with you. I myself have met Bobby in person. We met in Miami at Exotica and we hung out briefly, real briefly. And Bobby is a vibe. He is the sweetest person in the entire universe. Despite what you see on TV, despite him being called a reality TV villain, Bobby was the sweetest dude I've ever met from like TV in person, and super gorgeous in person as well. So I can see why he would be invited because Bobby's a vibe. He's a good time. He's gonna have you laughing. Even that interaction that my friend had with him at Exotica, we had us a good time. We sucking on penis lollipops. He making jokes. Bobby was a good time. I see why he's there. Suki and Bobby are then informed of what's going on and what happened to Smiley, yada, yada, yada. And I'm just glad that both Bobby and Smiley's response was of concern because based off what happened to me last week, shit, if anybody say they don't believe Smiley, they head getting cut off. So thank God. Goose has no fucking production etiquette. Why the fuck do I see the light in man? And why the fuck does the light even look like that? That's more reason as to why you need to be hiding that motherfucker. So the girls are, they're in town, they're in the market, they're amongst the locals, shopping, just, taking in Jamaica. Sky says that she is having a good time, but she's not fully present. And I'm saying to myself, yeah, I'm sure you're not. Concerned and worried that you might be implemented on manslaughter. Plug. Sapphire's body should be a crime. I mean, goddamn. I'm sorry. I just don't feel sorry for Rolly right now. No matter how this is disguised, she's making this about her. The whole sob story about her father, rest in peace to that man. But if we can sit up and not have sympathy for Smiley seizing the fuck out, then I could sit up and not have sympathy for Rolly walking away. Rolly then says that if Smiley is truly faking it, she's gonna beat her ass because she was really concerned. Rolly, when the fuck was you concerned? Where's that footage? Because you are not filmed once showing any slight of concern, not even a fucking worried face. What are you talking about? You just admitted that you walked away. In fact, you walked away because you have a problem with people faking shit and she shouldn't be faking it. So it's not like you walked away because you was just so distraught. So when was there concern? Just before they reach the restaurant, some of the girls are informed that Smiley's okay. They're told that when she arrived to the hospital, she was suddenly okay again and that she was on her way to dinner to join them. Of course, some of the girls are irritated at this, and I have no comment for right now. Apparently, during a brief production break, Scotty and Natalie get into it over... Are you serious? Scotty and Natalie get into it over food. I remember that a couple of weeks ago on her live, Scotty said there was a dinner that we was into it over food. And everyone thought she was talking about the New York dinner because people like Anna and people like T was like, no, bitch, it wasn't over food. It was over the fact that you and T got issues because your nigga trying to talk to T. She wasn't even talking about the New York dinner. She was talking about the Jamaican dinner. This is what happens when you allow alcohol and drugs to be the fuel of your show, to be the fuel of your content. The most irrational and dumbish shit will occur. Natalie really be doing her big one on these girls because y'all know it, I know it, and the streets know it. All that yelling she be doing in their face, her face would have been on the pavement. At one point, they even get physical, but y'all know Natalie and Scotty fights be weak as fuck. So this too was weak as fuck. Natalie is clearly drunk. Scotty is clearly high. The combination is brazy, and Natalie is now mixing the Smiley situation with she and Scotty's personal conflict. It's all fucking weird. It's giving y'all not getting y'all food again. At this point, Natalie was literally bullying the girl. Like, she's literally on her bullshit right now. Then at some point, Suki and Mariah start getting into it. And honestly, if I was the owner of this establishment, that would have been my cue. Time to go. Time to go. Thank y'all for coming out. This has been riveting. Y'all know where the exit's at. Thank you. Smiley then walks in. Bad timing, baby. Once again, Smiley's getting ganged up on. There's just something about this girl that the other girls can't stand. At one point, I hear Sapphire say, y'all should just go ahead and hit her. This bothered me. And it bothered me because both Taseki and Natalie are verbally attacking Smiley. What if both of them assumed Sapphire was talking to them and they both would have stalled off on this girl? This is why girl trips has always been a no for me. Solo trip, hashtag solo trips all day, every day. Smiley then tries to excuse herself and Natalie literally forces her back in. She's like literally standing in between Smiley in the fucking doorway. Only for E.T. to then turn around and pour water on this girl's head like they're in fucking high school. Scarface, this is why your transition from Now That's What I Call Music to Zeus has been fucking horrible. Smiley does eventually get to lead the restaurant and the show. Long overdue if you ask me. But honestly, I just wish she would have fought E.T. before she left, because that's so disrespectful. And I don't just mean fight E.T. I mean wear that bitch thin. Bust a glass bottle on that whole head. Then say, and now I'm leaving. Call the fucking Sprinter, I'm going to the airport. I love that Suki stood up and spoke for Smiley and spoke up about like what they were doing. What was pissing me off was, whether Smiley was dead wrong or not, that was not the point that Suki was making. The point that she was making was, you hoes do too much. Taseki in this girl face, Natalie in this girl face, E.T. you pouring water on you're doing too much. And then what bothers me is these the same hoes, E.T., Natalie, that want to go on their IG live and try to fight back fans calling them bullies or rectify or justify their actions. No, you gonna be a dumbass, bully ass bitch, stand on it. But don't get mad because you became the villain and you're no longer the fan favorite. E.T., I think it's safe to say you are not a fan favorite. Not at fucking Zeus you ain't. Suki and E.T. then began to exchange words, because one thing about Suki, oh, my bitch gonna say what the fuck she wanna say when she wanna say it. Period. Big Bag then jumps up talking about you not gonna be threatening my friend. And this is where I checked out with Sapphire. This is where I fucking unplugged. Because when that Big Bag bitch jumped up, Sapphire, you should have jumped in her face. No shade. Instead, your ass sitting here trying to motherfucking play mediator. That's the problem. And these attachable baby hairs on Rolly's lace front is fucking insane. At this point, I'm literally sitting here in complete shock, jaw dropped, that Sapphire is letting this shit go down. Bitch, the way Rolly acted in response to E.T. was the way you were supposed to act, Sapphire, in response to Rolly. And as soon as Suki and Rolly started scrapping, Sapphire, you and Scarface should have started scrapping. Bitch, what's up? And that is all the time that we have for today. Thanks for coming by. And y'all better be back here next week, okay? Y'all not mad at me no more? I need you to like, comment, and share. And best believe I'm going to meet you there, because your girl be in the comments, okay? And if you like what I'm serving and you love how I give it, hit that subscribe button so you are always notified when I upload. Duh. I'm going to see y'all in the next review. Oh, listen. I'm not playing with y'all. I came out with a Love and Hip Hop review. Says like a day ago, maybe 2 days ago. The views ain't viewing. So, y'all got 2 more tries, and I'm wrapping it the fuck up. I swear I'm not playing with y'all. See you next week. Straight! You like that last video? Well, the good news is I got plenty more right here on YouTube. Just hit the subscribe button so you're always notified when I upload to my channel. That's right. Binge watch the out of me.